Hello YouTube, Sam here from youtube.com/onlivegamer for the new Boston. And in this tutorial, we're going to be learning the if statement. Now, the if statement is one of the most useful tools for beginners in Visual Basic because there's so much that you can do with it and it's very easy to pick up. It's very intuitive. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, first off, we are going to make a program that will ask a user for their username and password. Now this may be a little bit different than what you'd expect for a username and password login to be, but it will give you the concept of the if statement, and then you'll be able to go make some programs using the if statement and get used to it so that you can move on to the next tutorials. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll do console.writeLine what is your name. So now what we're going to do is we're going to declare a string. So we'll use the dim keyword to let Visual Basic know that we're going to make a variable. So we'll dim username as string and we'll set it equal to console.readLine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do console.writeLine and we're just going to ask them for their password. So what is your password? And then we'll declare another variable and it'll be password. So dim password as a string and we're going to set equal to console.readLine. So we're just getting whatever the user typed in. So now we're going to create our if statement. So to start off an if statement, you're just going to use the keyword if, and when you type that in, it's going to highlight it blue and it's going to show it up in IntelliSense. Now the definition for the if statement in this is conditionally executes a group of statements depending on the value of an expression. So basically what that says is if a certain condition is true, then go ahead and do whatever is inside this if statement. So if username equals Sam, then what do we want it to do? And if you press enter, you can see that it'll automatically add end if for you. Now all if statements have to end with an end if or else you'll get a syntax error. So we'll do if username equals Sam, then console.writeLine welcome Sam. And now we're just going to create a second if statement. So if password equals the new Boston, then what do we want it to do? We will just type console.writeLine, and inside of there we'll type you have entered the correct password. Okay, so now if we run this, you're going to see we have a little bit of a problem here. So if we type what is your name, and I type Sam, what is your password, the new Boston, you can see it'll close out right after we're done with that. So we're just going to add a read line right here. So console.readLine. And so this should pause the program and let us see what we have done. So what is your name, Sam, and what is your password, the new Boston? So because name is equal to Sam, then it's going to print out welcome Sam. And because the new Boston, the password that we have typed in, is equal to the new Boston in our code right here, it's going to say you have entered the correct password. So let's go ahead and let's separate this a bit here just to make it a little bit more readable. So we'll just write another line which will just give us a blank line and separate these. So now if we run this again, it'll say what is your name, and if I type, let's say Gerald, and it'll say what is your password, and I type the new Boston, it's going to say you have entered the correct password, but it didn't say welcome Sam because Gerald is not equal to Sam. So username, whatever they have typed in, is Gerald and it's not equal to Sam, so it will not do the code inside of here. And then since we typed in the new Boston as our password, it's going to tell us that we have entered the correct password. And this will also work the other way around. So if we do, what is your name, Sam, and say, what is your password, I'll just say onlivegamer. It'll just say welcome Sam, but it won't tell us that we have entered the correct password. So here is a basic example of an if statement. They're very fun to use when you're first beginning programming. You can do a lot with them, a lot more than you think you could. And so go ahead, look at this code over again. Go ahead and use some if statements and make some programs yourself. And once you've got if statements nailed down, go ahead and move on to the next tutorial.